Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander. I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. And now, my co-host is also the guest today. So, we're gonna be doing something wonderful, but I think you might be the one to kind of explain how we're gonna do it. You have a talent for being a pet psychic. Is that true, Kelly?
Yeah, thank you. It started when I noticed it when I was about 5, maybe 6 years old, but I just thought everybody could do it, so I didn't really think it was anything out of the ordinary. One of the first things, was actually, I think it started younger than 5 or 6, because I remember being a toddler and my mom's cat, just being out of reach, and it was almost like we had this, like the cat being like, oh, so it's you again. And, I would try to reach the cat and, it was like the cat's being a stinker, just, flipping its tail just out of reach. And then, it was like I could tell how the cat was feeling, about me, like, when is this thing going to go home, meaning me. And, because the cat was there first. And, then it progressed to, I'm 5 or 6 years old and I'm in the backyard and there's a bird that flew up to just out of reach, and I put my finger out and it landed just out of reach of my finger. And I thought this was normal. And then, different things would happen, and I would have deer come up, I would have rabbits and birds and squirrels and just all different kinds of animals that, it would happen so much I just thought that that's what happened. And, wild animals, exotic animals, at pet stores, and it would be like I would call them with my mind, and I wouldn't necessarily say anything, and they would come. And then if I started to get nervous about it or excited, then it would be like they could sense that, and then they would like take off. But as long as I didn't really think anything of it, and I just thought it was normal, then they did too, and they'd come up. And it got to where I noticed that if one was sick or injured, I could help heal and, communicate if they were scared or lost or whatever. And then, if I was trying to find something, sometimes they would show me where things were, things like that. So, I thought this was all normal until, I talked to other people, and apparently this doesn't happen to everybody. So, and after having a head injury, then I noticed that all my senses were heightened, and this included. So, it was kind of a gift in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have any questions, Barbara?
Wow. I got my kitty cat up here because, if there was anybody that could help, I know it would be Kelly, because she's been doing this for so long. We talk about animals a lot on air and off the air, and, she had a talk with Kitty before a little bit, but I was on vacation, remember, so I wasn't with Kitty, but you could feel her. You could feel her so much, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that you're going to read my Petal Rose today, because she has a big problem, and she's so wonderful, but her problem is really affecting the whole family negatively, she has a pee problem, and it's usually when we go out of town. She's peed in my suitcase. She pees on the beds. I had to get tarps ordered, and that works obviously. But there was 3 pee spots on the tarp on the couch. Thank God I put it on my 5-day vacation. I come back, so she doesn't decipher between, okay, Barbara put a tarp on there. She peed on my bed. That's all she knows, you know. She's not like, oh, well, I'll pee on it because it has a tarp on it, and that won't be a problem for Barbara with laundry. She's not knowing what a tarp is or no tarp. She peed on it. 3 puddles were on that tarp. But she didn't pee on the bed, which I didn't have a tarp for at the time, in the room where her favorite place is to sleep when we're gone. She didn't pee on that. I was very shocked. So I take off the tarp, right? I leave it on for about a day because she's sneaky too. When I take off the tarp, when I come home, she'll run to it and pee on it right in front of me to say, hey, you left me. And, I mean, we have a cat sitter. She gets fed in the morning, fed at night. She gets her litter box changed, her water changed twice a day. So she's not being taken care of. She just doesn't want us to go. I mean, she even does it when we're gone all day doing errands or something. So this is a problem because I'm doing laundry like I'm doing, sheets, bedspreads, comforters, mattress pads. I'm doing it nonstop, every day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what she's telling me, Petal Rose is telling me that she's terrified anytime that you leave because the conditions that she was in before with the hoarder situation, she didn't know if the lady was ever going to return. And when the lady was there, it wasn't really like the lady was there anyway because there were so many cats that she had to really assert herself to be able to get a little bit of food or a little bit of water or a tiny bit of attention or a little bit of a litter pan, to even get noticed in a tiny bit of a way. And when you leave, she's terrified you're not going to come back because she never knew when that lady was going to come back. And like I said, even when she was there, it was like she might as well have not been because there were so many cats competing for everything.
And maybe she got anxiety. Well, so they can really hold on to this memory. She's 6 years old now, and she's really holding on to it, or is this just become like her habit, or no? I mean, she's not doing it when we're here. Once in a while, like I said, if she's mad from the previous day from a trip and I take off the tarp, it's just hanging around like today. That's fine. She's on the bed. She's on the couch. She doesn't do it. So you think that it's really in her brain, this memory? I'm standing near her so she can hear your voice.
Yeah, I think it's lodged, like trauma. It is stuck in there. Like, traumatic experience, it's, kind of like, she goes into a panic mode. Like, she's basically showing me pictures of, like, frantically pacing and, like, she's basically saying, why would she leave me? I've been so good. Why would she leave me? Is she coming back? So, when you have to leave to go somewhere, even if it's just a quick errand at the grocery store, let her know. Let her know,
okay,
that I'm just going to go for a quick errand. I'll be back before sunset, or I'll be back after 3 sunrises, or, frame it in a way that she'll understand.
Okay, that's important to tell the listeners, too, because the animals, they don't go by the clock. They go by the dark and the light, as in that's been a whole day and night.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
otherwise, they panic because how their lifespans are on a different clock than ours. So like a day for them feels like a really, really long time, and a week feels like a month, and like a month would to us. And so, their lives are, more compact compared to ours. So, like, what would seem like a short period of time for us would seem like a long period of time for them.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was opposite. I thought that they would just sleep so much that they don't even notice, but I guess they do notice.
Yeah, they still do. They have, kind of like a perception of time because, I think it's kind of like, it's sort of like a bearded dragon. Like, I think it's like a bearded dragon for them. A year in our year period is like 10 for them, and I think for cats and dogs it's 7. So, like, a week goes by and it feels like a really long time because otherwise to them your lifetime would go by in a flash. So, that has to stretch out for them,
Poor little thing. She's just so sweet. Too bad that any animal has to go through being abused like that and not taken care of, because those hoarder houses are the worst. They put them in cages. They don't know what to do. They got over their head with all of these cats. So they put them in cages to try to control it. They're on top of each other. These people must be insane, a form of insanity that they do this to the poor cat.
Yeah, they are, it's terrible. I mean, they have no breathing room, and if one of them's sick or if they're dead or dying, they might not be discovered for a while, and having to watch that and be around it and not be able to do anything and be helpless, wondering if you're next, and all that, it's horrendous. And she witnessed a lot, and it just, she never obviously wants to return to that, and she knows that you wouldn't do that. It's just that fear creeps in, and it's like an automatic, like, it's almost like a PTSD type situation that kicks in, and it's, because, she never expected to be in that situation before, so it's kind of like an automatic, oh no, what's happening now?
Yeah, poor little thing. And she was 6 months old when I adopted her, so this woman found a bunch of these cats and rescued them, and we got her from the pet adoption place, and she did tell us it was a hoarder house. And so who knows, that was 6 months of a lot of help, because she was skin and bones. She was so skinny, and she's a pretty large cat, and the poor little thing was so skinny, 6 months old. That's pretty much full grown for a cat. And then we fattened her up, and she's just she was wonderful and okay, we first got her, and then we thought she got outside because we couldn't find her, and we made all these posters. Like, I had it done in 15 minutes. We printed them out. We made posters, Lost Kitty, Petal Rose, her picture right there, all her information. We went and staple gunned them to all these trees all around the neighborhood. We come back, and I was just in my filing cabinet, and I'm like, oh, it won't shut. She was behind the filing cabinet, in the drawer, somehow behind. She got in and was in there, not even making a noise.
Oh, she was scared to death and in her place.
Yeah, when we first got her, and then, I mean, all of that work, like searching for her, and she was in there.
Oh gosh, oh my gosh, I had a cat like that too, and it was like, my goodness, what have you been through to, just, and they go in these little tiny tight spaces because that's kind of what they're used to, and that's where they go to hide and hope that nobody
Mhm.
finds them, and it's just like, oh my goodness, what have you been through, you poor thing, you know?
I know. And another thing, Kelly, underneath the bed, I have this box of hangers, which hangers in a box, that's not a comfortable spot to lay on, lay. The hangers are all like mixed up and jagged all over the place. She was laying in the hanger box. That could not have been comfortable, and that's where she chose to lay. Isn't that sad?
That is sad. That must remind her of, like, the wire that she was used to, and that is so sad.
It is sad. Oh, and then also she would go crazy, and if you put her in a cage, she would go crazy and get bloodied her nose trying to get out. And some cats will go so crazy that they'll pull out their own nails, and she didn't go that far, but she did bloody her nose. And so my mom came up with it, and I want to tell the listeners this is the best thing I ever purchased. It's called a cat bag, and I was shocked. I thought she wouldn't want to go in that cat bag, and that's how we moved her. She was not a freaked out cat during the drive across from Arizona to here. She sat in that cat bag, and you can actually pull out their paws. It has Velcro to do their nails, and she can pee in it. It doesn't leak through, and she loved it. She was purring. She felt comfortable. Their head sticks out. You do a little Velcro there, and oh my gosh, nobody gets freaked out. Nobody gets scratched. She's fine. And we are going to take her to the vet with that new cat bag here soon too. But I highly recommend them. They're like $38 on Amazon, online. What?
Oh, Barbara, did you get all your questions answered? Or?
Well, yes, but you know what? I wanted to tell the listeners about the cat bag in case they have a cat that doesn't like a cage. This thing is amazing, and I wanted to just tell them about that because it's a pointer on helping animals for you to get them to the vet or something or move them. And but thank you, Kelly. Yeah, thank you. Kelly, thank you.
It just so happens that this next person who wants a reading also has a cat, and her name is Linda. She's on the phone right now. I texted you to your cell phone, Kelly, a picture of this pet. This pet's name is Sierra. Are you there, Linda?
I certainly am. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Okay. This is Linda. This is Kelly. Kelly, this is Linda. And this is the phone owner by Barbara.
Oh, hey, hi. Let me look at the picture. Oh, how cute.
Oh, thank you. I think she is too.
Oh.
Can I see her too, Johnny? Can you send it to me too?
Well, let me see. What I'll do is I'll send it to the group thing on Facebook. Let me see here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, and one other thing, Barbara, for Petal Rose, is Petal Rose still there?
Oh, yeah, she's laying right here on the sheepskin rug right next to me.
Oh, okay. Petal Rose, I want to let you know, sweetheart, don't be jealous if they get a bird. That, if they get a bird, that's going to be your friend, okay? Don't feel jealous. They love you so much, and they don't want you to feel left out at all. Love is not something that you have to divide up. That there's only going to be more love. It's not something that is taken away from you because there's another thing. And you don't have to, fight for attention with the bird. That your bird that they might get will be your friend. And so please don't fight with the bird. And please don't be afraid when they leave, because they need to leave when they need to go somewhere, but they're always going to be coming back, sweetheart. Know that they love you and they don't like leaving you behind, but sometimes they need you to go somewhere. But you're always on their mind, and they always have someone care for you, but they're always coming back. That you're never going to be in that situation that you were in before.
Oh, Kelly, you won't believe it. She never does this. Right when you were talking to her, she laid her head down and closed her eyes, and I'm sending you the picture of that. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, how cool!
I know. Thank you so
Oh.
much. She's totally she took that in, and I'm gonna give you guys updates. So thank you so much, and I hope you can do the same thing for whatever Linda is gonna tell us now.
Oh, good. Do you have a question for me, Linda?
Yes, Sierra is a very finicky eater. I have tried all kinds of food, from the very cheapest to very expensive, and she just likes to lick the gravy, and she'll leave the meat behind. And then, of course, she has dry food always, but she seems to be constantly hungry. She's always coming up to me throughout the day and asking for more. I have to feed her like maybe 6 times throughout the day just to keep her happy and quiet. And so I'm wondering what is going on with her craving for food, and why does she just lick the gravy and leave the meat?
Well, has she had how old is Sierra?
She's about 15 years old.
Oh, okay. Has she had her teeth and her gums checked lately?
She had an examination probably, maybe just shy of a year ago. And at that time, they didn't mention that there was any difficulties or any problem.
Okay. Because I'm wondering if it's either that or some kind of osteoarthritis. But can be some, let me see. She's telling me that she likes to be babied, and yeah, she just really likes the gravy part, and that she doesn't like to do a lot of chewing. So, if she could just have the gravy, all day long, that she'd be a happy girl.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Although it makes it rather expensive to feed her when she just when I throw 3/4 of the food away.
Oh my
Can
God.
you blend it up in a blender? Maybe she would like that. With water.
Well, she just likes the gravy. I've gotten her really soupy pâtés with a lot of gravy in them, and she'll just kind of eat around the pâté and go for the gravy.
By the way, did you get the picture, Barbara? Did you get the picture, Barbara?
Let me check.
You're going to laugh, but she's
look at her.
telling that she wants you to cook for her.
She's so pretty. She's on this special pillow, too.
Yeah, she sleeps right on top of my head. I think she's like the gatekeeper for my head chakra, my crown chakra.
I love her. She thinks she's the Queen of Sheba.
She's the queen of the house. She is.
Oh yeah, yeah. She thinks you're supposed to carry her on a pillow. And she says, "Mom, you need to cook for me." Yep. But yeah, I would call your vet and just make mention, just to make sure that everything, her levels are okay with everything, and make sure that everything's on the up and up, and with her age and everything, you might want to make sure things aren't creeping up that aren't apparent yet, to
all righty. I will definitely do that.
Yeah, good, and let us know, because gosh, she is adorable, and boy, does she have a personality.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She's so pretty.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like how her
Have
legs
you ever
hang
had
off.
your chakras cleaned, Linda?
Yeah.
Have I ever had what cleaned?
Your
The
chakras.
chakras cleaned.
Oh, yes. I balance my chakras periodically when they get congested. I'll clean them.
But
Oh,
Kelly
wow.
does chakra cleanings over the phone. And we also have psychic days. What we do is we have a psychic on every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And,
wonderful.
then,
I'll have to call back then.
Yeah.
What do you do for a
and
living?
that's awesome.
Oh, I'm actually a healer.
wow, maybe we can have you on the show. That would be fantastic. We're always looking for people on the show, and I mean, you know, you probably have different modalities than I do, and we love to learn about new things.
Oh, it's always fun to swap stories and exchange tools and that kind of thing. It is.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know what? We don't have anything going on for September 2nd. Are you available?
Well, we'll definitely have to talk off the air. That sounds very promising.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, you have her number, Johnny?
Yes,
I
he does.
do.
I texted him the photo.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'll
great.
make sure,
yeah,
no, you said I have two numbers from you. One that you called in and one that you texted me from.
The one that we're talking on right now is my landline, and that's the number I prefer.
Okay, all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to text Kelly right now your number so that you will have the ability to contact you. Let me a second here.
Okay, yeah, I can do that after the show. Very cool. I'm excited. Yeah, you got yourself a cute little Sierra, the Queen of Sheba over there, and yeah.
I'll have to thank Sierra.
Oh yeah. I'm listening. You've got handles on the pillow and you know, a little basket underneath, and you're carrying her around. You want servants and the whole deal. Aw, he's a sweetie.
Well, I want to thank you so much. It's been lovely to chat with you, and I look forward to talking with Kelly later then.
All right,
Okay.
great. Thank
All
you so
righty.
much.
Thank you all. All righty. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, until we wait for calls, let me ask you this. I guess the typical question we ask psychics is, how does it manifest itself with you? And is it different than relating to people? I know, because in a sense, you've always sort of, I think that ever since I've known you, the one thing that me and Barbara can both agree on is you've had a fondness for animals.
Oh,
Do
gosh,
you
yeah.
feel there's a different energy with animals than you do with people, or is it about the same?
In some ways it's very similar, but in some ways it's different, because with animals they have a more pure energy. Their soul is more pure because they don't have like an agenda. They are more direct in their communication and what their intentions are. And the only people, I mean, I don't say I'm a medium, but sometimes that comes in that I can pick up on people that have passed. It's not something that I set out and intend to do. They just sometimes happen. And those people that have passed tend to be more pure because they've left behind all the earthly things that can complicate, communication. And, they're more pure in the way that they communicate and their intent. So, I can tell the difference, and I can tell, in angelic, and, God and higher power. It's they're all different, but, I'd have to say that I get visuals, and I get sound. It's almost like stepping into observing a movie sometimes, and I also get voice, and I get feelings, like very, very strong emotions, and almost like looking through things through someone else's eyes sometimes. or watching them. I mean, not like,
Okay.
It's different. I mean, a bunch of different ways.
I was just going to tell you, we have a caller, another caller.
Okay.
If you're okay with putting one on. Okay. It's area code 845. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi
Hello?
there.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I got a question. See, Melissa going to give a contract to work to my daughter.
Sure. What's your name?
Maria. My name is Maria.
Oh. Hi, Maria. And your question is for your daughter?
Yes, please.
Okay, and what is your daughter's name?
Catherine.
Okay. And what is your question about?
My first name is Tali Maria. My question is, Melissa, they're going to give a contract to my daughter soon to work.
I'm sorry, it was hard to hear you. What was that question again?
See, my daughter going to work for Melissa.
Okay. I feel like she's going to be finding work and toward the end of September. September,
okay.
October. Yeah, that right now she might find something temporary, but it might not be something that she really likes. But the one that's coming in end of September, beginning of October is, something now, could happen, but, like I say, it may not be the really good one, but, if she, September, October is going to be the one that is going to be the one that's really good for her. And so if she does take something now, have her make sure that she keeps her options open and, keeps looking. And then, she'll have that open to her so that, she will know that that's the one.
I see.
Does that make sense?
You see, this Melissa going to send a contract to my daughter to work?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good change for her. It's going to be a little difficult at first, but it's going to bring her about some good change.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
God
bless you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
God
ma'am.
bless you.
I mean, let me ask you this. Does the vibration of the animal runs different based on the animal? For instance, if you're reading for your dragons, is that different than if, say, you were reading for a puppy dog or a kitten?
Probably. I mean, I think it helps because I'm around my dragons all the time, so like their personality will come out differently. Like each one has a different personality, but obviously each cat or each dog will have a different personality. So I'm not really sure how to answer that because like each animal itself individually would have a different personality, like each person would. So I think it doesn't really matter what kind of animal. Just I think it's on an individual basis.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel when you go to the zoo?
I feel excited. It's like, oh wow, I wonder what the giraffe is gonna be like. Oh wow, is this snake happy in here? Oh gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at these. They are so excited to see us today. Look at these. Oh boy, this one is not happy in here. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
I've
where,
learned ever since I've gotten to know you, there are just certain topics that just make you feel like you're flying high as a kite. One of them is the animals. The other one is the paranormal. I mean, am I right in saying that seems to send you to flying high as a kite?
Yeah. There's those and music and different kinds of arts and there's like natural wonders in the world. I'm a avid crystal and gemstone and rock collector, and I love taking pictures of beautiful places or cultural things and traveling. I mean, I honestly probably have millions of photographs I've taken and boxes and boxes of photos I've taken through the years and traveled to different continents, and I have tons and tons of pictures, and I just absolutely love experiencing different cultures and trying different things and different foods and different music, and I love playing different instruments, and it's just
having your father try to buy you with a camel. Somebody trying to buy you from your father with a camel. That's always a good experience.
That's my uncle, but yeah, it was 9. They got him up, my uncle up to 9 camels, and he's like, "Oh no, I want a Mercedes Benz," and the guy didn't have one. Darn it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is amazing. I mean, but I was thinking about. You said other cultures, and I immediately thought of that picture of you. I think you must have been like 18 or something. You're with a camel, and you get the camera. I mean, I know you probably don't remember this, but were you bonding with that camel in the way that you bonded with the animals that you do on the show today?
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I actually, on one of our shows, one of the psychics said that was a camel from a past life that was bonding with me too, because it was super excited to see me, and it was actually smiling in the photograph, and by God, it was.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I was excited when I heard that, and I looked back at the photographs, and I'm like, holy crap, it's smiling. So,
well, when you say from past life, what do you mean by past life?
Well, some people believe that, you have one life and then you're done, and then you go to heaven or wherever you end up going, and then there's others that believe you keep, coming to the school of life until you get it right and you learn your lessons, and then you go to heaven. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe that's how it works. I guess I'll find out when we're done with this life.
It's actually kind of funny, I have a pet story myself. Did I ever tell you the bubble story?
No.
Okay. Well, my father, we had a Cocker Spaniel, and we seemed to think that the Cocker Spaniel was inbred because it wasn't very bright, and it had lots of skin problems. And it had a black stomach. And when I say, I don't mean it figuratively had a black stomach. I mean its stomach was black. Okay? Literally black.
Oh.
I know. Yeah. But what happened was that my mom, she took Hazel, that was the dog's name, to a dog dermatologist. Okay? And, the dog dermatologist did all sorts of things like he put Hazel on a lamb diet. Now, I'm sure you know how, after going to the grocery store, how expensive lamb is. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just very expensive. So everything was through the roof with my, and it made my father furious, having to pay for everything. Well, one day, my sister Cassie and my sister and my mom, they were talking about how it's like all of this is so expensive. I mean, my mom said, I don't know what else to do except, I don't know, we can make her into a bubble dog, like put her in a bubble, and at that moment, Cassie started laughing, and she goes, "Mom, you got to play a practical joke on Dad. You have to pretend that the doctor is saying that we have to put Hazel in a bubble." Well, they're laughing about this for like 20 minutes. They can't breathe. And what happened was that basically what they did was they waited until Dad was eating dinner in the kitchen, and Mom had her back to Dad because she couldn't look at Dad, otherwise she was going to start laughing. And basically she pretended that this dog dermatologist that she wasn't really speaking with was going to tell her that the only way that we could keep Hazel healthy is to make Hazel into a bubble dog. Okay? To actually make a like sort of like a boy in the bubble, except it'll be for the dog. A bubble for a dog.
Oh no.
And so we basically decided to just for fun and to be mean, we decided to have Mom say, "Okay, now the bubble is going to cost $2,000. I mean, we decided to make it really expensive, and we decided to make it the starting price. And the thing that's so funny is I told my other sister, Tasha, about all this. And Tasha goes, "Johnny, listen to me. Dad's an MD. He's not going to fall for this. I mean, he's just not going to fall for this." Kelly, Barbara, he fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I mean, he was
goodness.
the only thing, and actually it was basically, they said that it was going to be $2,000 for the bubble, and I think another $500 for the oxygen tank. The problem is that this is what they didn't anticipate, is that Dad was getting technical. And he was like, "That lady's a quack, and I know she's a quack because you don't put oxygen tanks in bubbles." So apparently he was getting all technical. But the image of this, of having to put a dog in a bubble, I mean, it's just most. And the funny thing is that my sister Tasha, she told me to actually try to find. There is an actual disease that is treated with the bubble by putting people in bubbles. And she told me to find out what the name of the disease was, and then on the end of it put the suffix canis, which means dog. And then
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he fell for it.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, we fell for it. Because I think anything's possible. Anybody would do anything for their pets if they needed to. Like, some people would go all out and do something like that if they could.
Yeah.
a bubble dog, yeah.
Wow.
The dog in the bubble instead of the boy in the bubble.
Yeah.
I know. My mom was kind of like, so there's no hope, there's no hope, there's no other alternative. We have to put her in the bubble. We have to do it,
Your mom's fun. I saw your childhood videos that you sent us, and she's so fun setting you guys up for your acting in the living room and your scenes, and she's reading the lines with you guys. She sounds like such a sweet, cool mom.
My mom, actually, it's sort of funny. She kind of reminds me of. Did you ever see the movie Dances with Wolves?
Yeah.
Okay, I think her name is Mary McDonald or something. She's a dead ringer for my mom, and she.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean, but and she told me the other day. She goes, "I'm so glad you're doing your show. It entertains you." And I mean, what have your parents? I mean, what have your? I know what has your father told you about the show, Kelly?
He said that it's interesting, and and he said that he likes how we open up on it, and I don't think he catches all of them, but when he does, he says that it's very good. So I like that.
What about his
I
girlfriend?
She said
Now,
that
what have your family said, Barbara?
Oh, the only person who knows in my family is somebody that had the psychic day, which was Aunt Diane, and she thinks it's fabulous. She loves it. Yes.
Oh, cool.
And my cousin on Facebook follows it, and she thinks it's totally cool. But as you guys know, my dad, for some reason, there's a blockage with him listening to it, and then, but for no reason. I mean, he's into it. He's happy I'm doing it. I just don't think he's really listened to it. And then my mom, you know, she had all those people over. I wanted her to do the guided meditation, and she wanted to, and it was at 5 o'clock. We had like 10 people at the house needing her dinner time, you know, so she couldn't do it. But, you know, I'm working on her. And when my dad comes, he's always at Priscilla's first day of school. No matter where we are, he is there ever since she started school. So he's coming, and I'm going to have him listen. I'm going to sit him down and have him listen to a few shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then he'll be hooked.
Ooh.
He will be hooked. Some people just have to, like, be, you know, taken by the hands and babied into it. And, you know, didn't somebody say that we do that too? Like, we give enough, not too much to, you know, make somebody feel like they're suffocating with all of the new information, but we just give it, sometimes we have to give it in baby steps.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my sister call in for a psychic one day, but the moment she did, she changed her name. And I was like, oh, great. It's like, don't do that. I mean, you know,
They do want their privacy with that kind of thing. Some people find it to be really a private thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am curious to see what your hairdresser friend is going to be like, because, you know, I mean, hairdresser are usually the people that you talk to, and she could probably help us get some guests. Don't you think, Kelly?
Oh gosh, yeah, they know like everybody. Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones that like. Oh.
That's gonna be so interesting to have her on. If we can get her on.
Yeah, she's just my friend. She's not my hairdresser. Because I'm doing my hair down here in Huntington Beach. But if she's doing these services with her hair treatment, you know, there must be people who would love to actually lay down at their house and call in and have Kelly do it, because that's one step, you know, into more relaxation and opening up even more.
Where did you say your hairdresser was located?
My new hairdresser here is in Huntington Beach. But this hairdresser that I'm talking about, who is my friend, who has not done my hair, but she's the hair healer. So she is in Santa Monica, California.
Oh, cool.
Is that near Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it must be a big celebrity hangout.
Oh, yeah. She has this. I had no idea that she had this whole chakra healing and Reiki and card reading and all of this stuff that she does with her hair. I had no idea. And she told me she goes, "What's new?" I just hadn't seen her for 2 years. I just dropped off Priscilla at, you know, her daughter and my daughter are friends. And she goes, "What's new?" And I told her I am a co-host of this podcast. And she then opened up and sent me all these hair magazines that she's in as the hair healer. That was totally cool to find another spiritual person out there.
And actually, I have an idea that we're on the show. I wanted to run past you, Barbara. You know, this is something I thought about saving money for. When I was in college, I used to get these sweet and sour lollipops, you know, and they came in the
Mhm.
box of like 48 of them. They were great. They tasted wonderful, and everything. And people wanted them. They would hand them to me, and and I always had them around. And but what I was thinking of doing is sometimes I've seen other lollipops that I get, and I thought about what I'd like to do maybe sometime is after maybe, I don't know, you would have to get permission from this, but buy a box of lollipops, and then give them to Priscilla with a letter on, with a note on it that says, "Ask me for a lollipop and ask me about my mom's show."
Oh, that's cute.
And I mean, you would have to get permission from the people in the school, but I think that it would be good. I mean, that might be a good thing to do.
It's a cute idea.
If I get enough money up and I would just get something for Priscilla to carry around, I don't know.
The
I mean,
only
it's an
thing
idea.
is,
I mean,
once they have to have permission from their parents to call in, or no? So it's kind of like an everybody.
no. I mean, obviously they would have to have permission, but I mean, I think the teachers, might start to talk about it. Or check it out. I mean, it might be, like, and also it'll be help Priscilla make friends, because I mean, I've had lots of people, like, when I would carry the lollipops around, they would walk up to me and they'd be like, "Hi, can I have a lollipop?" They probably wouldn't be talking to me otherwise. It's just sort of like we were in, I went to taking a, I went to take, it's okay, I know. I don't have the computer on mute. I went to take like a psychology class, and I had the box of lollipops, and they went on break. And while I was away on break, this girl came up to me. She asked me for some lollipops. I said, okay. The lady behind her said, "Can I have one too?" And I said, okay. And then, before you do it, by the time we came back from break, everybody, including the teacher, had one.
Oh.
And it was it really does. It's very, very, it's very, what do you call it? It might work just as well as a gift card, or one of the cards things, because what's going to happen is anybody that wants a lollipop from you is going to know why you're doing it. See, so it's sort of like, it's like with the card, you're giving it out. With the with the lollipops, people are going to be like, "Can I have one?" Or you might get like a little shy girl that wants one, but that or a boy that wants one but is afraid to ask.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think it's a great way for her to make friends.
Yeah.
When I'm able to get the money up, I'll show you the box that I want to buy for her. And if she wants to, I don't want to force her to do it. But
and then you could.
What do you think of the
idea,
idea,
a little
Kelly?
note that you write. You write a note in it. It comes with the note.
No, it doesn't come with the note. You would provide the note, but I'm just saying I would get the lollipops. You see, I would get the box of lollipops. They're about it's sort of like, how when you go to the grocery store and then you get a lollipop and the lollipop comes in a box. This would be like the box that it would be in, that you see in the store. And actually, there's this one that they sell called Caramel Apple, which is like caramel and everything, and it's delicious, and I love it. I'd like to see Stella carry one of those around. I mean, Priscilla.
Who? Priscilla. Oh.
Priscilla.
Yeah.
Priscilla.
Mhm.
and carry one of those around. I mean, then just as people say like, oh, what's with the lollipops? Is the first thing they're going to ask you, and then tell them why. Don't offer them a lollipop until they ask about the show. Until you tell them about the show and they ask about it. Every conversation, gets up, and they usually come with like 48 in there. I'll show you the box that I'd like to eventually get for Priscilla.
Okay.
I mean, it's
cute.
It's
You always have good ideas, Johnny.
Yeah.
What do you think of that idea, Kelly?
I like it. You're always so creative.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think you would ever want to do something like that in addition to the shirt? Like maybe put something on the I mean, it's, if you want to, save up money to get they're not that expensive. And it's just, you'll be able to carry it around and just say, every time somebody, I mean, I don't know, like, would you be able to take it, say, to the doctor's office?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have about 4 minutes left. So I'm thank you for doing this, Kelly. That was really nice. I hope we can do this again soon.
Yeah,
right?
Thanks for having me. This
Thank
was
you,
exciting.
Kelly. Thank you, Barbara.
Oh,
thanks
That was, thank you,
Thanks
Kelly.
for callers and everybody.
That was fun.
Good night, everyone.
Really great.
It was. Yeah.
Now she's